Hi everyone, I'm Jen Knoedl at JenKnoedl.com, and I am on a quest for a better life. And in that vein, I have my friend and chiropractic practitioner and wellness guru, Dr. Holly Furlong. Hi, Holly.
Hi, Jen. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. I'm excited that we're going to talk about this today because, well, we're good friends and we have hung out a lot, and we've just, in how girlfriends do, talked about a variety of things. And something that I asked that you would explain to us is what a bunch of us call yin and yang. The correct pronunciation is
Yin and yang.
yes. And the whole concept came up when we were having lunch together, and I was saying how I don't like ice water, and you were saying that's actually good for me because it's more balanced. And explain that concept to me.
Yeah. So just in the reference of, drinking water with ice or without ice. So yin and yang is all about balance. In Chinese or Oriental medicine, you're always trying to balance your energy flow, your qi. And so yin and yang represent dark and light, hot and cold, just the extremes of everything. And you can find a yin and yang basically everywhere of life. And so an instance in water, when you're drinking ice cold water that's very cold, that's very yin, and you never want to be dominant in an energy. So if you have too much yin, then certain disease states that are associated with that can be more predominant in your life. If you have too much yang, so too much heat, too much, fire, usually a lot of yang can be associated with that stress, that anxiety feeling.
Oh.
Yin can be more of that depression, so just kind of that example. But, so in reference to just that, it is better to drink room temperature water because it's the perfect balance. It's that Goldilocks principle that I like to use, not too hot, not too cold. It's just right for you. And that you should find in basically that balance in everything that you do in life is important to find that balance. You never want to have too much of one thing. Moderation is the key. I mean, yin and yang goes back 3,000 years. They knew long before now when people talk about moderation in your diet. That's really what they're talking about, is finding that balance. So.
Now, I know, like, a lot of singers, they don't like ice water as well. I've seen that. But I think that has to do something with their vocal cords.
Yeah, well, because anything cold, it kind of shrinks and can irritate and things like that. So you don't want to do that. And that's why, warm things are soothing because it just kind of, it relaxes. And it's like I said, they're not bad. And sometimes there are cases where you want warm water or hot water or cold water because, for example, that's why a really nice cold glass of water is great on a really hot day, because in that instance you're trying to balance yourself. But unfortunately, and that's why they say a lot of, especially in America, we have a lot of yin-dominated conditions like depression and things like that, because in America we all have ice in our drinks versus, it's very European to say, no thank you, I don't want ice in my drink or soda or whatever that you're drinking.
Now, I know a lot of people, I'm kind of blindsiding you with this one, but a lot of people will say that they've heard that they should drink ice water because they'll burn more calories that way. I mean, is that significant? Is that anything?
Well, and in that instance, that kind of speaks to a lot of things about diet and health. In that instance, yes, I mean, in theory, because it is cold, it's going to stimulate things and move things along. But it's, why are you doing it, So from a Chinese medicine perspective, is that a good idea? No. But from the Western traditional, I want to lose weight, that might be a good suggestion. So trying to figure out what you're trying to support, No, but I wouldn't necessarily say recommend just drinking ice, cold water to lose weight. There's probably some other things that you want to do.
Like exercise?
Yeah, but I mean, that's I think a lot of times, I talk to a lot of patients about, eating right for their condition, because, a lot of times people just say, well, eat fruits and vegetables. Well, sometimes it's not right, say, like in heart disease versus diabetes, there's different foods that you might want to include more or exclude that are better for your condition because what's going on physiologically in your body, versus just saying, yes, let's just eat fruits and vegetables. And not that they're bad, but there's certain ways to eat better for what's going on what you're trying to do. So.
Yeah, we touched on that a little bit, which I thought was interesting, you know, because everyone assumes that a salad is like the apex of what you can eat. And you were saying, in accordance with this whole yin and yang kind of thinking, that really having foods cooked a little bit is really more soothing.
Well, it's not just that. So the way that your body, everything's a chemical process, and the way that your body digests foods is breaking down those proteins, carbs, and fats, which, you know, most people talk about. And when in vegetables, when they're in their raw state, they're harder for your body to break down and then pull out the nutrients. So if they're lightly cooked or, you know, steamed, that's why steam's generally the best, because you don't completely, by heat, ruin all the good nutrition properties of the food, but you allow it to be a lot easier for your body to get access to all those good vitamins and nutrients. So it just allows for you to get to the nutrients better, but also if you have any digestive issues, you know, someone who might have irritable bowel syndrome might say, well, salads make me feel worse, and it might be because they have a digestion issue and they need those fruits and vegetables cooked a little bit more to make it easier until they start to heal that digestive system. So, which is why for a lot of people who don't eat vegetables and then they try to start eating vegetables might say they feel worse. And it's just because your body's getting used to breaking down those foods that it wasn't used to before. And it's a healing process. So
eat peach cobbler is what you're saying.
I don't think that's what I said at all.
No, I'm just kidding. No, I got it.
It's a really good peach cobbler.
Yeah.
And maybe gluten-free is good too. But,
oh, yeah. Oh, that's gluten-free is a totally separate video. I like it, though.
It's like 30-minute, maybe 45-minute video.
Yeah, no, that's really good stuff. I mean, I think that's really interesting. I've definitely noticed that my preference is specifically with water, to drink water without any ice. I can drink it a lot faster too. Yeah. So, are there any more highlights concerning that we should know about? I mean, I know we just scratched the surface, but kind of regarding that.
Well, I guess just in general with the balance and the moderation. I mean, that's, you know, one of those things to think about, especially in diet, because sometimes people go to the extremes, and there are health consequences from going to the extremes. And again, it might not be the right thing for you. You know, for a lot of people, like say, you know, going paleo might make them feel amazing. Going vegan might make them feel amazing. But there might be another 10 people that they did the same diet and they felt worse. So really trying to figure out what's right for you and not just saying you need to fit into a hole because that's what someone said everyone has to do. So
I love that about you, Holly. You're such a good doctor. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, thank you so much for doing this with me, and I'm excited for us to do a lot more because I love asking for your advice on things. I just like that you have a very sensible approach to everything and really kind of you know, a holistic way of looking at things. So, thanks again.
Sure. I mean, I think it makes it easier for patients and people just to, I mean, if you want to make those changes, you have to find how it fits in your life the best. You know, I mean, if you have a single mom with 2 kids and telling her to, you know, take out gluten and dairy, and that's the only thing that can help, it can be hard for her to fit into her lifestyle versus maybe someone who's single who just works and can modify their diet. But there's definitely ways you can still help a person even if they can't make all of those changes at once. And it's a lifestyle change. So
there you go. All right. Well, thanks. Well, if you liked this video, please rate, comment, subscribe, and share it with your friends. And we're going to make sure that we have Holly back on to ask some more questions. If you have any questions, please ask them in the comments below. And you can head over to my website, JenKnoedl.com, and sign up for my email newsletter, where there'll be all sorts of tips and insights, and we'll be having that come out weekly. So thanks again, Halls. I'll talk to you soon.
Thank you.
All right. Bye.